Hey everyone, this is Mike Andes, and you're listening to the Business Bootcamp Podcast. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some of the favorite software tips that I have, which software I am using for my business to grow it, and I'm also going to be sharing some of the books that I'm reading right now, so kind of my faves, and then also something I've learned recently from dealing with a possible acquisition that we are looking into. And so let's jump into it. Before we do though, a big thank you to today's sponsor, which is Gusto. If you haven't already, please go to gusto.com/bootcamp and you can get a free 90-day trial. From the regular website, you can get 30 days, but they're giving listeners of the podcast 90-day trial of their software, entire fiscal quarter where you can try out the software and allow your employees to get direct deposits and really keep track of their commissions, their bonuses, everything to do with their benefits, and really just have, payroll submission is so much easier. And once you're done the 90 days, it's only $6 per person. So it's a fantastic deal. It's cheaper than a lot of the other options out there, including QuickBooks Payroll and things like that. So check it out today. Go to gusto.com/bootcamp and try that 90-day trial out. Now, today I want to talk about, number one, some of the things we're doing in our business that have proved to be really effective. Some that we're just starting, but then others that have been very successful, and then just kind of give some of my tips and tricks for your business. So the first one is Canva. So I don't know if you've heard of this software. It's called Canva.com, Canva.com, and there was some, Kiyosaki was one of the investors on this deal, this startup, I should say, and it's great design, fantastic design website. It's similar to like PowerPoint or like Microsoft Publisher back in the day or Photoshop, but so easy and lots and lots of templates. And the best thing is it's free. The only thing you have to pay for is if you want a whole bunch more customization and graphics and things like that. But like the free version is fantastic. I can't say enough about Canva. We have used it so much for the gym, for my landscaping business, for the course, so many different aspects for website. I created an entire website from it. So we use it for emails. We use it for social media. We use it for just so many different things. You can use everything from YouTube thumbnails to social media posts where there's a template, and then you just drag in some text or drag in some pictures. But then also for like flyers and for pricing sheets, we have used at the gym. Just absolutely fantastic. Email signatures, we have used it extensively, and it's just so awesome because it already has a palette of colors that work well together. And then so you can either pick colors that kind of work well with your brand or just choose colors that complement each other really nicely and then select a template that really works well for you. And Canva's not paying me anything for this or anything like that. Like, I just use their product. It's fantastic. I highly recommend you try it out. And I really do believe it's going to be a game changer for the design of your business. Design is so important, in my opinion, for small business to focus on. The reason is because we so often overlook it, and your competitors are overlooking design. We overlook it. Usually we'll get focused on the logo. People will pay a little bit of money for logo, or they'll kind of like change their logo occasionally and make it look fresh. Even their website sometimes. But email signatures, what your website looks like as far as from a design standpoint, colors and shapes and layout, and making it clear and concise. What does it look like on mobile? What do your emails look like on your phone versus desktop? Like, these are all so important, and Canva has absolutely been a massive tool for us to make great design. For example, yesterday we redesigned the club, the gym's training information packet. So we have different options for training, like team, small group, personal training, and so really displaying those. We use it also for the membership pricing table. It is laminated for people when they come in, they can take that. And so just absolutely fantastic. You can create these great looking designs in literally 10-15 minutes, and I can't say enough about Canva. So check that out, canva.com. Another thing is that we're just getting started, so I can't 100% vet it yet, or like say that it's 100% great yet, but something that we have just started is SendGym. It's Send, SEND, Gym, GIM. And basically they call it SendGym because it automates a lot of the direct mail campaigns that you can be doing. And instead of sending it in the mail or doing it yourself, it's send Jim, send this other guy that does your marketing for you. And so whether it be postcards or delivering brownies or delivering cards, thank you cards, all of these different things you can automate within your business. For example, when we set up a lawn mowing customer, we have an automation that it's going to automatically send out to the nearest 5 neighbors a postcard automatically. We don't have to do anything about it. It's just all very much automated. And so very powerful tool. Again, reducing the amount of human interaction and touches on our marketing. And it's systematic. It's not relying on a person to do anything. It just happens. And so the power of that is very, very crucial to our business that is very localized. And so if you have a service-based business, I definitely recommend you checking out SendJim. Basically, for 69 cents, you can send a postcard out to, like I said, the neighbors of your clients, or to a certain neighborhood, or to, even for your existing customers. There's a way to say thank you and continue to have great retention rates. You can send them automatically brownies, or send them automatically cookies on their doorstep in the mail automatically, all very much automated. And so it's just a fantastic tool, and you can use what they call the radius bomb, which is basically marketing to customers within a certain radius of your existing customers. And so you can just drag and drop like a circle around your existing customers, and it gets all the addresses there, and then you can put them into a funnel and start targeting them with whether it be postcards or giving them gifts, and just great. So we're really looking forward to trying to use this tool. I'll give you a more comprehensive review of it later, but it's definitely worth trying out. It's a 14-day free trial, and then I think it's like $100 a month after that, and then 69 cents for like a postcard. Other things cost more, obviously, like brownie delivery and things like that, but a bunch of really cool stuff. I'm interested to see where this goes for their company, because it can be powerful as far as delivery of different goods, items, and things like that for your customers. So it's really interesting to see where this goes. Whether it be flowers, things like that, they could integrate. And so looking forward to that. So canva.com, check that out. Sendjim.com, especially if you are a home services-based business, local company. This is something that you might want to look into. If you have a CRM that can integrate with SendJim, that's very, very powerful. And because then your CRM knows the addresses and the phone numbers and the emails of all your customers, and then SendJim can just plug right into that and use that information to market to them over and over and over, and give them gifts on a certain automated schedule, or it can also market to their neighbors. So very, very powerful tool, both of those, Canva and SendJim. A couple other things, audio, video things. So if you, again, are in home services, which, by the way, I don't know if I've announced this, but we recently launched a second division to our company, really a separate business altogether, called Pro Labor Services. So you can check it out. Go to prolaborservices.com, and it's basically a handyman service. And we're doing this to make sure that we keep all of our crew busy throughout the winter, because landscaping and lawn care kind of slows down during the winter. And so handyman services indoors, working on people's houses, is what we're doing. It's very tricky to get insured, as I found out, for this type of a business, especially when we're doing it under the same entity structure as my landscaping company. But what's great about it is a lot of the same people that can do landscaping and build walls and things can also fix leaky faucets, change out light bulbs, move junk to the dump. So like just really trying to keep our crew busy, but also really becoming even more intimate with our customers as far as being able to get inside of their house and help them instead of just on the exterior side. And so we've launched Pro Labor Services. It's gone really well so far. It's actually today, as I'm recording this, is when the flyer is going to be going out to our entire zip code, and going out to everyone and kind of notifying them. And so a lot of people, when they listen to my podcast, they think I'm all about Facebook ads and Google AdWords, and I don't think there's any one trick pony. I don't want to be reliant on one of those mediums. Facebook could change tomorrow, Google AdWords could change tomorrow, and then if you're so reliant on that one thing for business, I feel like it's a vulnerability. And so we really do diversify. I'm not a huge fan of print, but it has its place. And in our local market, small town, where we're marketing today, for instance, the flyer, it's a small town. People actually read their mail, and there's a much more older demographic that is going to read every word of that flyer. And so it's valuable, whereas larger metro areas, that's very expensive to get into the newspaper, much bigger market, but no one actually reads the newspaper. There might be, definitely a less return on investment. So it's again, we're just trying everything. We're tracking everything, recording how it works, and then really being completely agnostic to which medium of advertising is returning the most on our investment. And so right now, that's what we're doing. Pro Labor Services is a new extension to the company, and it's been really good. However, what I was about to say is another tip for you all. If you are in home services of any sort, painting, cleaning, lawn care, landscaping, even if you're not, even if you are any sort of business where you have to give a quote or an estimate, automotive, anything like that, any sort of service where you have to give an estimate or quote, there's something very powerful we've done in the past few months that has completely changed our business and actually really, really improved our acceptance rate of our bids and proposals. And that is when we send the estimate, we do video and audio correspondence instead of just email. So email is very easy. It's very cut and paste, very cut and dry. Like it just text. It's easy. It's kind of lost its value. And so what we have done to kind of put a very unique spin on it and make sure that people know that there's actually a real human behind the emails is to do video and audio. So we will shoot a video. We will attach that video to a YouTube link and then embed it within the email so that they can click it behind a thumbnail. And so there's basically a YouTube link behind a thumbnail. They click the thumbnail, and then it opens up YouTube and it watches the video. And that video might be literally like one of the office assistants saying, hey, I'm just putting together this estimate, about to send it over. Let me know if you have questions. We can't wait to do work on your property or do X, Y, and Z on your estimate. And again, they get a face to the name that email has. And so it's much more difficult to say no to a person than it is to like some very artificial, very what's the word I'm looking for? Sterile email. And so I'd really, really press you to do what we're doing. It's probably helped our acceptance rates by about 38%. That's what we have down to right now, as far as the increase in accepted estimates, because we're adding video and audio. This is not an easy thing to do. You have to create a system for it. I'm not saying everyone should do it. It takes time. It takes real humans doing the work. It's very hard. You can't automate someone's name. Right now you can't. With artificial intelligence, this is going to come. But you can't. It's very hard to automate someone's name or saying their name or showing their estimate on the computer screen. So it has to be a human interaction. It's very unscalable, and we're just trying to figure out how to scale that unscalable aspect of the business. But this isn't for everyone. But if you have an office assistant, if you have a few minutes to do this, adding a video to an estimate is very powerful. Adding audio to an email is very powerful. We're actually very much playing with the idea, and we have already started to test really reducing the amount of text we put in emails and making audio clips and attaching those instead. So again, just another tactic, another tip that I wanted to share today that has really helped us. It's helped our office staff be much more efficient because you can say a lot in 30 seconds on an audio note that might take like literally 10 minutes to type out. And then the customer also gets the inflection of your voice. They get exactly what you're meaning. They get some depth. They get some volume, and there's less likelihood of them misinterpreting things, especially if they're unhappy with something, especially if they're unhappy with service or something like that. Like it's easy for an email to be misunderstood or taken wrong. An audio or video clip completely extinguishes that and really does eliminate the ability for that text to be misinterpreted. And so I'd really encourage you, try this, test it out, send audio clips, send videos that are, it's just so easy right now to take your phone and shoot a video clip. So easy to take your phone and record an audio. And so making a system to make sure that it looks professional in email is, something that you want to work on, but I just play with it. Try it out, see what the response is. I guarantee you're going to have customers say something about it and like the fact that they can get audio and hear your voice or see someone's face. And so I'd really encourage you to test that out. So I kind of want to share all those things, the Canva, SendGym, and about the audio video aspect of your emailing, and whether it be estimates or quotes or even customer service and complaint departments, like this is all super important. Even if you can't get to a client right away, maybe they have to wait 2-3 days. It's not a bad thing to shoot a video quick and say, hey, I'm going to get to this. just give me a couple days and I'll send you that quote or get to you that proposal. And then they have a face to that email, and they're not going to like blow you off or go talk to someone else or go to your competition, because they have a face to the name, they have a face to the company. And as long as you're pleasant, then that's a good thing. And so the last thing I want to share today is really the audio books that I'm reading right now. So I use Audible. I listen to the audio books on there. A couple of the books that I'm listening to right now that I like, They Ask, You Answer is a really good book about content marketing, writing blogs about the questions your customers have, and really powerful. It was really, really good. We're going to be working on this as far as creating articles around and being very transparent about the questions that your customers are asking, and then creating content around it. For instance, pricing. Who are your competitors? Like, why not write about those things? So They Ask, You Answer. It's by Marcus Sheridan. That one's I'm actually going through right now. I'm looking forward to going through The Third Door by Alex Banayan. Haven't gone through that yet, though. So right now, I would recommend you listen to They Ask, You Answer, Marcus Sheridan, as well as Never Lose a Customer by Joey Coleman. This is a great book. Great book. Never Lose a Customer, and the subtitle is Turn Any Sale into Lifelong Loyalty in 100 Days. So it really looks at the first 100 days of the customer experience, and how to make them a great referral engine, how to turn them into raving fans. And so really recommend that book. And so those are the couple I would recommend right now. They Ask, You Answer, as well as Never Lose a Customer by Joey Coleman. So those are the two I'd recommend. The last thing I wanted to share is, we're always looking for business to buy, things like that. And so there's a company right now that we've kind of like playing around with the idea of acquiring them. We're not close, not even negotiating right now, but we've been just talking about it and getting more information. And I think I'm just going to make this like a 2-minute part of last as I close this up, but something for you to think about. And really it is, the way up is down. And I really truly do believe that the way to be a great leader, the way to be a great boss, is to be humble and is to put the people within your organization first. I think by doing that, the way up, the way, to succeed and build a great organization and build a great team is down. And that is taking that is like humbling yourself and not always being the big shot, not always being the boss, the quote unquote boss, being more of a leadership style instead of a boss style mentality. And the reason I say this is because the company we're looking at is, they're very much driven by an owner that is, I have to be careful here. They're very much driven by an owner that is not treating their customer, not treating their employees the way that I would treat an employee, or that I would treat any human being, to be honest with you. Like, I just think it's audacious that any employer would, for any reason, think that they're somehow better than their employees, or better than their frontline, organizational individuals. Like, it's absolutely ludicrous to think that any human is better than another human because simply you own a business, or you have like your name on some LLC, or you put money into some building, and all of a sudden you somehow have the right to like boss people around or be absolutely rude and obnoxious. And that's what I'm really going after, because this is what the owner, like the comments that this individual would say to their employees is absolutely horrible. I wouldn't say that to any human, let alone an employee or someone that's on my team and I want to succeed. And to go into your employees and say like comments like this happened, something like, I'm wondering why I even pay you anything. Like, to even say those words then they wonder why, of course, they can't hold down good employees, or they can't grow certain divisions of their company. Like, it's just, no one wants to work for someone like that. No one's going to run after the dreams and goals of an entrepreneur that has those sort of comments running out of their mouth. And for an individual that, on one side, so many entrepreneurs talk to me and they want their employees. They're like, well, how can I inspire them? How can I get them to, come to work early and have drive and ambition? But to say things like that is absolutely deflating and absolutely defeating the purpose you have of them trying to back you up. And like, it gets me pretty mad. Even in the valuation of the company, I have to take into account the fact that the employees have not, like, at the end of the day, they've been abused. and when I say abused, I mean just like they haven't been used correctly. They have not been treated correctly. They have not been given their real worth or value and treated as such. And so I have to take that into consideration in the valuation of the company, that this individual has lucked out and got great employees. However, these employees, to the employer and to the current business owner, they are of no value the way that they're treating them. And so it just makes me pretty mad. It's something that I will probably talk more about on the podcast. I just think it's crazy. It's absolutely insane if you think that for some reason, for any reason, that you are a better human being and have the right to be rude or obnoxious or put other people down simply because you are the quote unquote boss, or that you own some business, or you somehow in some twisted way are a better human being than someone else and higher on the totem pole. Like, that's just crazy. I think it's ridiculous. And for any employee, I just lose so much respect for that individual, for their successes, even if they have them, if they do not treat the people on their team correctly. I don't care if that's people above them, if that's people below them, if that's people across from them, across the boardroom. Like, I don't care if you can't treat other people correctly as a human being. I just lose any respect for the successes from a financial standpoint, from a business standpoint that you've got. And so just something I've been thinking about, something I've been, internally once I see something like that, and then I internalize and say, okay, well, how am I being perceived? What are my actions? Are my actions aligning with exactly what I want them to be? And so it's just been interesting. I wanted to share that kind of takeaway with you today. So hopefully some of those things I shared today kind of help, whether it be from a broader, higher level view, from the way up is down to Canva, SendGym, and the audio video stuff we've been working on. I hope something was said that kind of gives you a little bit of a tip or a tactical thing to do, even if it's just to listen to those books that I mentioned on the audio program. So really do appreciate everyone listening. If you have a question on how to start, grow, or save your business, go to businessbootcamppodcast.com. Until next time, everyone, be great, because nothing else pays.